Get ready for an Earth Power. That'll teach you for all the BS you pulled in gold and silver. Wait a minute. Earth Power doesn't KO? It gets so close, but it does not KO? That doesn't make sense. Earth Power is super effective against electric. I need to make a call.
Good evening, Hickory here. Tom, my boy, how are you?
Not too great, Professor. I was playing online, and I was using Venusaur against a Raikou. I used Earth Power, but it missed the KO. Isn't electric weak to ground?
It is. Did the Venusaur have any other attacks?
Yeah, of course. Every Venusaur has Leaf Storm.
Oh, I see the problem here. You forgot about Stab.
What's Stab?
It's what I'm going to do to you next time I see you for missing that KO on Raikou. Look, we'll talk about it in class. Hey, Professor, what's up? Blaine, Hickory here. We need another class as soon as possible. Tom forgot about Stab. Oh, jeez. Alright, I'll get everything ready. Hey class, welcome back to another lesson at the BridgeFour Games Pokemon VGC Academy. Today's lesson, we're talking about Stab. Now, what is Stab? Well, take a look. Whoa! Wrong Stab. I think Professor Hickory had a little too much coffee or something this morning. Let me check the next page. Whew, there we go. That's a lot better. Stab stands for Same Type Attack Bonus, and it's something that gets applied to Pokemon attacks when the type of the attack matches the type of the attacking Pokemon. Now, we all know that super effective attacks do double damage. They're super effective after all, right? Well, yeah, but sometimes they may not be your best option for the most amount of damage per attack. So what the heck am I talking about? Well, we're going to kick it over to Professor Hickory to tell you guys all about it. Professor, come on in. Thanks, Blaine. Now, contrary to my little doodle on the presentation pad over there, Stab has nothing to do with stabbing or even knives, but it does have a lot to do with Pokemon battles. Stab is an acronym for Same Type Attack Bonus. What it means is, basically, if you use an attack that is the same type as the Pokemon using the attack will gain a 50% boost in power. It's been a part of the game since Gen 1, and is the reason why you see so many Pokemon using moves of the same type that corresponds to their own type. Even in a world where we have a myriad of coverage moves, giving Pokemon dozens, if not hundreds of options to cover any Pokemon they may encounter, you will see Pokemon default to these moves that match their own type in order to get the Stab boost, because it is that useful in battle. You see, any attack that you launch against an opponent can have one of several outcomes. It can be 4 times super effective, 2 times super effective, neutral, 2 times resisted, or 4 times resisted. Now, what determines effectiveness? Well, the type chart, of course. You see, there are 18 different Pokemon types that all have different interactions with one another. As we all know, fire beats grass, grass beats water, and water comes around again to beat fire. It's pretty straightforward. So let's take a look at Tom's Venusaur and its Leaf Storm attack. If you attack a Blastoise with it, it will take double damage. But let's say you attack a Quagsire with it. That would do 4 times the damage because both water and ground are weak to grass. And in turn, Leaf Storm would deal 1/2 damage to an Arcanine. But against a Charizard, which is both flying and fire type, both of which resist grass, it would only do 1/4 of the damage. Now, getting back to Stab versus super effective, it's pretty obvious that the ideal situation to be in is to have the sweet spot of having a Stab move be super effective against the defending Pokemon. This situation is perfect because you will do the most amount of damage per attack, but obviously these situations are not going to come up every single time, which is why we have coverage moves. Coverage moves are popular choices against common Pokemon that you see a lot in the meta, and a lot of times we carry those moves so we have in our back pocket a super effective move to use against the common threats that you'll see. Now, because in Pokemon we're only limited to 4 attacks, the common situation is that you'll find yourself having a neutral Stab attack or a super effective attack without Stab. However, there are times when a neutral Stab move is going to do more damage. What are you supposed to do? Well, in this lesson we're going to find out exactly what choice you should make every single time. Now keep in mind, for this lesson we're only going to be discussing the choice between neutral Stab or 2 times super effective moves. You see, 4 times super effective moves, should you be so lucky, are always the correct choice to use. 9 times out of 10, they're going to do the most damage available anyways, and are always the right choice. Conversely, we're not going to really dive into resisted moves because you don't ever really want to choose to use them. It's sort of like using Dunsparce in battle. Sometimes you have to make that choice, but you never really want to. Now let's get back to the main point of stab versus super effective. Now most people tend to think that no matter what situation comes up, you should just click the super effective move and be done with it. Well, on paper, this seems correct. However, when we do a bit of a deep dive into the situation, you'll see that this is not always the case. In reality, the decision to go either super effective or stab is going to come down to the moves themselves being used. Let's take a look at Tom's Venusaur, for example. So, as we know, it has Leaf Storm and Earth Power, and it was facing down an opposing Raikou. Now, Earth Power is super effective against Raikou, meaning its base 90 power is doubled to 180. That's pretty good! That's what Tom thought too. Sit down and listen up. Before you go jumping on the Earth Power bandwagon, let's take a look at Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm has a base power of 130. Now, because stab multiplies the attack times 1.5, that would bring the attack up to 195. Now, I know this isn't the Math Academy, but I'm pretty sure you're aware that 195 is higher than 180, and that Tom probably would have gotten the KO on Raikou if he chose Leaf Storm instead of Earth Power. But consider this. What if Venusaur was using Energy Ball instead of Leaf Storm? That's -2 special attack drop from Leaf Storm is quite the pain in the rear end anyways. Now, both of these moves have a base power of 90. Against Raikou, Earth Power would still be 180, but Energy Ball would only be 135. In this case, Earth Power would be the clear winner. To sum it all up, the real trick behind whether to use a stab or a super effective move comes down to knowing the type effectiveness chart and the strength of your moves. With literally any attack, the correct choice could be to use a super effective move without stab or a neutral move with stab. It really depends on several things. You need to know your type effectiveness chart to know how Pokemon types interact with one another, and you need to know your Pokemon's moves and their base powers. This will let you know which move is your hardest hitting move, and will let you pick up more wins than losses. So Tom, does that clear things up for you a bit?
Yeah, it does, Professor. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you not hitting me with that ruler. Is Pikachu okay over there?
Look, Tom, Pikachu had Ryan Reynolds in him for an entire 2-hour movie. He's been through considerably worse. And of course I didn't hit you with a ruler. I'm not a monster, and I'm certainly not a pocket monster. But I did send you a little something to help with your future battles.
Wow, thanks, Professor.
Go ahead, Tom. Put it on.
Remember, stab first.
Thank you all so much for attending our second lesson here at the BridgeFour Games Pokemon VGC Academy. Now, I know Professor Hickory may seem a little weird and a little rough around the edges, but I promise you guys, the more you get to know him, the more you're going to love him. That, plus the amount of years and study he's devoted to Pokemon double battles, make him the perfect choice for the headmaster of the VGC Academy, this wonderful learning institution. If you guys like this video and like this kind of content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel to join the BridgeFour crew. And if you guys have any other ideas for future topics we can cover in Pokemon VGC Academy, please drop a comment and let us know what you have in mind. There's a very good chance that we could add it to our VGC Academy lessons. If you guys like our VGC Academy series and you want to become a student in our academy yourself, you're in luck. Enrollments are always open. All you have to do to enroll in our academy is hit the notification bell so you never ever miss one of our lessons. That's all we have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for being with us today at the BridgeFour Games VGC Academy, and we will see you guys next time in class. Bye-bye.